final grades are in, cramped hands have written one last in-class essay, and cramped brains can finally rest. Yet the events of the last 4 years have given us a sense of unity and purpose. We all sought the modest, the more, and in doing so, we were transformed from bewildered freshmen to Xavier men forever. Together, we learned to grow through pain and suffering. We experienced the passing of such great teachers as Bernie, Ludicky, and Fetzi, and we will never forget how they touched the St. Xavier community. We overcame the pea flag controversy and the so-called LaSalle incident. We dispelled nasty rumors about Hansen coming to our school. And we survived several construction projects, X days, Y days, and yes, even chemistry. We will forever cherish the good times as well. Thrilling sports victories, shouting, "We are crazy" at football games, a groovy disco night, Mr. Becker's wild antics at this year's indoor music fest, moon pies, and of course, slush puppies. We all pulled together on masses, retreats, mission trips, the walk for X, and the canned food drive. And because of the people and the events that we encountered in the past 4 years, we will never be the same. In his poem, Ulysses, Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote, "I am a part of all that I have met, yet all experience is an arch where through gleams that untraveled world, whose margin fades forever and forever when I move." We have all, in some special way, left our stamp on other people. In Monticello, over the Rhine, Wayne Place, and most of all here at St. X. All of these experiences have made us a part of St. Xavier and have made St. Xavier a part of who we are as people today. As Tennyson indicated, all of our past experiences are merely a prelude to what must follow. Therefore, the question remains, where do we go from here? Our future is cloudy at best, but that fact has not hindered progress in the past. Throughout American history, the mystery of what lurks beyond known boundaries served as an inspirational and invigorating force. In the 19th century, manifest destiny propelled a surge of westward expansion over the frontier. Under President Kennedy this century, the United States embarked on a new frontier, including the exploration of space. The common experience of challenging and crossing these frontiers gave definition and purpose to an entire people. Seniors, tonight we stand on the threshold of the most important frontier, the rest of our lives. St. X has prepared us well and has taught us to explore physical, spiritual, and intellectual frontiers. But after tonight, we will wade out into the unknown and embark on a journey of discovery. We will learn new things about ourselves, about others, and about our place in the world. This journey is dynamic. It will never cease, but there are always more things to know and more things to feel. That is why we seek the modest. The renowned historian Daniel J. Borson once wrote, "The most promising words ever written on the maps of human knowledge are terra incognita, unknown territory." This spirit of exploring the mystery that waits for us gives us life and gives us purpose. It is now time to go forth into the future and to embrace the rest of our lives. Gentlemen in class of 1998, continue the journey. Thank you.
This evening, as our commencement speaker, we are honored to have Mr. Robert A. Harris. Mr. Harris received his bachelor's degree from Vanderbilt University and his master's in education from the Peabody School of Education at Vanderbilt University. He is a graduate of Alter High School in Kettering. Mr. Harris taught English and social studies at St. Xavier from 1993 through 1997. He also served as assistant football coach, head track coach, and an assistant moderator of Hands Across the Campus, among many other involvements in the school. Mr. Harris made a profound impact on his students and on the St. Xavier High School community during his years here. It gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Harris back to St. Xavier to deliver the commencement address to his former students. Mr. Harris.
Good evening, everyone. To Father Verbright, members of the board, my friends seated behind me, Principal Muller, to the family and friends, the graduates, and not least of all, the graduates in the class of 1998. It is a pleasure for me to be here with you this evening. It was an honor to have been asked to come to speak with you tonight and to share in this celebration. Some of you have asked just what it is that I've been doing this past year. I think we knew that when my family moved to Kansas, that I wouldn't be working, that I'd spend my time watching our two daughters. But I soon found out just how much work is involved in watching two little girls. As I was preparing for this address, I looked back at the graduations that I had attended in the past, principally my own, how that was such an important event to me at that time in my life, a rite of passage. And at the other junctures in my life, and how commencement is kind of a funny word because it's the beginning of something and yet it's the end of something else, something that's very special, something that has been comfortable and familiar. I thought too about the other junctures in my life, the decisions, both wise and unwise, that led me to them, and my mind settled upon Alaska. About 10 years ago, I found myself in Juneau, in a van heading for a plane that would take me to Ketchikan. The driver was a gruff Chicagoan, and during the ride we talked about Ohio and the Midwest. When he learned that I hoped to find a job in Ketchikan, he wrinkled his brow and told me I might want to reconsider. "There's no jobs down there," he said. "You're better off staying here in Juneau. There are jobs here. Besides, there's plenty of spiders out there. You know, the two-legged variety. Yeah, I'd stay here, Larry." After weighing his advice and my options, I wasn't so sure he wasn't spinning a web of his own. But I did stay in Juneau, and today I count my experience, my year in Southeast Alaska, as one of the defining periods of my life. It was between my junior and senior years in college that I was searching for something. My friends chuckled when they said, "Tony's in Alaska on a tuna boat trying to find himself." My mother argued that I could probably find myself a lot closer to home. And she was right. But I felt the need to get away from what was then comfortable and familiar. And I think that I was right too. The ceremony tonight marks the end of one phase of your lives here. If your time was well spent, it was a fruitful relationship. As alumni, you'll discover new ways to deepen that relationship. I know the development office will find ways to keep saying this on your mind. But tomorrow will be the first day in 4 years you've stepped away from what is familiar and comfortable. I'd wager that you too will begin seeking that nebulous something of your own. That search is influenced by many factors. Perhaps the most crucial of these are the principles that guide your decisions, your interactions with others. These principles, once named, require definition. I understand now that 10 years ago it was definitions I was searching for. I had the names, the labels. What I lacked were their meanings. Perhaps for you to find me, you need only look back on your career here. For 4 years, you've been a part of something special. You've consumed facts, developed skills, participated in the formation of mind and spirit with the understanding that they are components of future success. As students, you're the lifeblood of the school. You've celebrated academic and athletic victories and endured disappointing losses. Some of you were among the last to attend a big burning basketball camp. Others recalling sophomore year will remember Debbie fencing a special gift. When you entered as freshmen, you learned that you were becoming St. Xavier men, striving toward the modest, became a mantra, and even then, we searched for meaning. I believe the St. Xavier man typifies my own definition of a civil man, one who values friendship, who endeavors first to forge a relationship with his Creator, one who seeks what is true and right and just. Like the ancient philosophers, he knows that many times there are more questions than answers. He sets goals and reaches them by perspiration and perseverance, not pure love. One who casts a wide net of respect. Civil man suffers humility with dignity, encounters adversity with a noble countenance, and measured restraint. He wields knowledge not as a scalpel to excise and divide, but as a lamp, illuminating the divergent paths for those who accompany him on life's journey. Civil man is compassionate and forgiving. He believes toleration is little more than begrudging acceptance, and he knows community is built upon a genuine and shared understanding that as members of a community, it is not enough to simply know what a person is. What's vital is to understand who the person is. 4 years ago, you came here from north and south, from Avondale and Chevy, Mason and Milford, Green Hills and Western Hills, individuals in search of the academy. Tonight, you deepen the long blue line of graduates that extends back into history. Past generations of fathers and grandfathers who entered believing St. Xavier was brick and mortar, but left knowing St. X is flesh and bone, that they were the truest embodiment of what this school represents. I say this, and yet just a stone's throw away, we can all see how brick and mortar can literally change the face of an institution. Like the leaves and branches of a tree, additional classrooms, labs, and offices are but the outward aspect of the institution's growth. You must understand that, like the tree, the meaningful development of the institution occurs at its root. The tree cannot safely grow higher if its roots do not grow deeper and wider. Each graduating class fortifies the foundation of this institution. If you understand this, then in the years ahead, you needn't worry what is to come of the school. Its spirit and tradition, the guiding principles of its foundation, its very mission will be unchanged, for if they're emblazoned upon the hearts of its graduates, its faculty, its administrators, and if Christ is truly the reason for this school, then no fads or fickle nuances of time will alter it. You are the living proof of it. History tells us that before the first brick was set here on North Bend Road, there were some who agonized at the thought of moving the school out of downtown, how the formation of its students would be altered or the traditions might change. But those of vision and faith pressed on. Through the tenures of Mrs. Whitaker, Madame McDonald, and Mr. Balaban and Hendry, to name but a few, the institution remains committed to its mission. The living school grows deeper. More than simply educating students, this academy nurtures men of conscience and integrity that instilled in them some sense of honor and pride, purpose, and yes, principle. Manhood, scholarship, perseverance, uplift. My adopted cardinal principles. For 3 years, they guided my interactions with you. I thrived here, perhaps because I believe they are so permanently embedded in the foundation of this school. So as you continue your own journeys, discovering the personal meaning of principles that will shape you, know that no frustration or failure, no metaphorical spider, two-legged or otherwise, is any match for the civil men, the X-men who will graduate here tonight. You have my prayers that the Creator will continue to bless you in all your endeavors in the years to come, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.